Hello everybody! Don't you just hate this weather? Are you the kind of person who drums on tables and all that kind of thing all the time and does this? Ladies and gentlemen, do I really have magic hands? No, of course I don't. What you are listening to is the sound of Superior Drummer 3. Let's go and take a look. Superior Drummer emerges out of the imagination of Toontrack. Now, I first started using Toontrack stuff back in the days of Easy Drummer, which does exactly what it says on the tin. Then we went on to Superior Drummer 2, which is what I had before the nice people at Toontrack gave me an upgrade to this. Superior Drummer 2 is an excellent program. It's got about 19 gigabytes of samples. So I go, yeah, okay, let's have a look at this. 230 gigabytes of samples this has. 230 gigabytes! How can you possibly do 230 gigabytes of samples? The answer is you record it with something like 11 mic positions. So you can mix this in 11.1. It's got 5, the normal surround. Then it's got height. Then it's got another 5. You've got, I tell you what I'll do is I'll give you a very quick once over, show you around, then we'll try and write something using a bit of it, yeah? Because that's the best way of getting into this. Okay, so look, here is, let's go for the default kit to start with. Is that the default kit? I don't think that's the default kit. There's the default kit. Okay, so this is the interface. It's a lot more than just a sample library. You get kind of a little kind of almost like a door thing going on down here. You're able to import your own audio files of your own slightly rubbishy sounding kit at home, and then it will do audio to MIDI conversion so that you get your performance and their samples. It has an extremely comprehensive mixer, which has all kinds of wacky effects. EQ, dynamics, distortion, reverbs, delay, modulation, the whole business. And you have tons and tons and tons of these MIDI performances. So, for example, okay, we'll go for, I don't know, blues, bridge, 12 shuffle. Find something more interesting. Yeah, very nicely programmed. Sounds like a real drummer. Funk. Let's have some funk. Yeah. You just drop it on here like this. Now, there you go. Look, so you can. You've got lots. You've got tons of control. Obviously, you can put all these out on individual tracks, so you can have individual outputs if you so wish and things like that. You can also drag and drop the MIDI onto your own timeline. And one thing when I've been messing about with this, I quite like is, okay, so say you go with this one. You can take bits of it out if you want. Say we take out that snare. And you can add your own in. You can then, if you wanted to put your own little spin on this. The other thing which which you'd expect is you can change out any of these instruments. So look at all this. Look at all this. Oh, I've just taken out the snare. What an idiot. What a complete idiot. You're about to try and illustrate the snare and you just deleted it. Like a what? Like a zombie? Okay, here we go. Look. Let's just swap out for something else. You can have brushes. You can have felt mallets. Okay, it's a very, very good sound. It's what you're not going to get sitting there in YouTube land is the solidity of the sound, because it's all sort of, YouTube obviously compresses things and makes it go like this, you know. Well, no, that's an exaggeration. It's not the full sort of living, breathing sound experience, is it, when stuff comes off YouTube? The thing is, what I've discovered quite a lot of the time is when you're programming stuff in, and then you listen to a live recording of a real drummer, if you're lucky enough to work with them, it sounds just sort of better, bigger, deeper, rounder. This has that same sound. It sounds like I've been out and recorded it, except I haven't. Which is not something you're going to get at home off this example, but it's pretty cool. So what I thought we'd do is do a little bit of a writey thing. What I'm going to do first, move to one side. I'm just going to play in, takes his life in his hand. I'm going to play some guitar in, because I think that'll be fun. And you'll have to forgive the fact that I'm not a guitarist. What I've got, I just set up a little sound. I've got here, guy goes away and tunes up. Pause, roll of drums. Let's have a word from the sponsor about a course which might just be very, very helpful for somebody like you.
If you want to write better music, better tunes, more interesting chord progressions, and fully develop your ideas, then check out my online course, How to Write Music. 6 hours of video tutorials, free downloads, a supportive online community, and a comprehensive course text. Take your music to the next level with How to Write Music. God, it's so good, I'm going to buy it.
Right, here is one Stratocaster. All I'm sticking it through is, what am I sticking it through? Guitar amp and a gate just to take the, here you go, it's a guitar amp from Waves. Sounds great. Obviously it's all better if you can put it through a real thing and all that kind of thing, but frankly this is much quicker and simpler. And this isn't a guitar review, this is a drum review, so let's get on with this. I am not a guitarist, as you can tell. Well, not a real one. Okay, let's double that and stick it on. We're going to pan it left and right in the kind of traditional old-fashioned way. That was shocking. 2, 3, 4. Ah! 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 Oh, God, it would be nice to be able to play the guitar. Okay, let's pretend that was all right. Okay, stick the guitar down. Get back to the real meat and two veg of this. Okay, we've got a little guitar track in there. Now we're going to start putting some drums with it. Yep. Now, it would be very tempting to use one of their pre-planned things because it takes forever to program drums, and to program drums really well takes a lot of a lot of skill. That's not first and foremost my main skill set, frankly. So let's have a go anyway. Okay, one more time. Okay. Find a hi-hat. No. Okay, if you want to find things, okay, show map keys. There you go. Bing! Oh no, stay up. There you go. And then you can see, look at all these articulations. Some of them you'll know are grayed out. Either that means they're not available on this particular sound, or you haven't turned them on yet. So if you go to, for example, the snare drum, all articulations loaded. Some are not turned on. No, where's the articulations? Hang on. What's going on? I thought that was... Oh, here we go. Look, yeah. So if you want flams and roughs loaded and things like that, you have to turn them on like that. Okay? And they work really well. Anyway. Right, where's my hi-hats? Because they're placed in a number of different places. That's it. Okay, that'll do for going on with. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. So what we're doing is we're having a little... Now, let's have some more. I want some rides around this. So you've got... It sounds like, Dark Side of the Moon. Okay. Okay, now I need to kick off with a bit more of a... one of them jobs. So this is not the way I normally... Okay, let me just... Let's go back a bar. That's... Okay. Now, what I've done, this is not what we'll end up with. Not sure about that. I'm just playing something very vanilla, and then we're going to tart it up. So all this can be quantized up to the point where I do the flams. I think all those are a bit loud. There's no point in having everything banging away at 120. Doesn't give you anywhere to go. Okay, now what we're going to do now is take that piece and go into the drum editor, which I really like. What? Your DAW doesn't have a drum editor? Oh, that's a shame. Look, I'll show you why I like it. And okay, let's work out where the best. That's nice. You can use it for putting in these little roughy things. I mean, not roughy things, these ghost notes. So here we go. See that? Is there an alternative bass drum or something I can make quieter than that? No, it's quite big. Now I can go through and cut out bits I don't like and put other things in. Okay, so we might have some, but you can't have an 8-armed drummer, so you have to take some bits out. So what we're going to do is go in here, get rid of, in bar 9, we're going to get rid of the snare, because he can't play those things on the. Move that back one. Grid 16 nudge. There we go. Now it is sounding quite mechanical, and if I was being attention to detail, I would go and either randomize it or just mess with it a bit, so it's not quite so mechanical. So it's a bit off the beat. There is a MIDI randomize feature in Cubase, and probably your DAW as well, even though it doesn't have a drum editor. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. So let's see if that sounds. Yeah, it sounds as bad a drummer as I am. Here you go. I actually quite like that. It's sort of human, isn't it? The other thing we're going to do is go into the. Could he do that? I'm thinking of doing. Okay, it's starting to sound quite convincing. What we're lacking at the moment is a bit of bass. You can't have a little track like this. What am I using? I'm using Scarby preamped bass Rocky. Hey, sounds appropriate. Come back, click all's forgiven. Whoa. Stop bopping about and play. Right, this sounds great. Oh, it doesn't sound great. It sounds a bit cheesy, but the drums sound fantastic, frankly. I could program this all day. That's not very exciting. I think I can do better than that. Hang on. I'm always doing this. I say, I've done it. And then I go back in and say, yeah, just a little bit more. You know, this is not Michelangelo and the Sistine Bleeding Chapel. This is me knocking out a bit of drum stuff to show you a really cool library. So get over it, guy. Michelangelo, what are you like? Should put a little flam in there. Little flamlet. Come on, flamlet, you can do it. Oh, get me tool. Just a little one. Take that middle one down a bit. I wonder if we go down. Look, there's slightly different articulation. That's better. Okay. I think we could do with a... Go on. Do that 80s thing. You know you want to, guy. You're pretending you don't, but you really do. Nah! That sounds horrid. It's not doing it for me. Go away. I'm doing something else. Nah. Maybe. Okay. If at all possible, I never do things twice. And iterative quantize. Iterative quantize, I think, is what I really should be doing here. Iterative quantize, that's better. Iterative quantize, in other words, it doesn't... Without iterative quantize, everything just goes shkoom to the beat straight away. And it's a bit kind of regimented and a bit meh. Whereas this just takes a little bit of time. Look, you see, it doesn't completely sort it out. It just sorts it out a bit. Oh. Or take them out and do, where's my crash cymbals again? Listen to that. Really nice. Oh, for goodness sake, go. Come on. Pull yourself together. Something's still not quite right about that. But life is short. And by the time there's screaming guitars in there, yeah. Thank you very much. Good night. Oh, God. I was not cut out for a life of rock and roll. So, what do you get? You get loads of kits. You get an extremely playable instrument. What did I do? You get a very playable instrument. an enormously powerful instrument, actually, which, if by the time you really get into it, they also allow bleed, for example, which allows you to have, you can turn on the bleed microphone. So when you are hearing the kick drum, the bleed sample comes from the snare. So it's as though you were playing the whole thing in the same room. So it's all towards this ultimate realism. Ultimate realism requires a better programmer than me and somebody who really understands drums. Fortunately, that person, whoever it might be, has programmed some excellent MIDI stuff which you can just drag and drop. So all in all, you do get a really good range of sounds. I mean, I've been a person in the past who's used lots of different live drum kits. And when you get a whole load of electronic ones as well and experimental things as well. So it is getting on for a one-stop shop. I always like to have a choice, and I always like to have more than one and all the rest of it. But this is getting very close to I hate to say it, the only drum kit you're going to need, because it's all here. But it is huge, and it installs great. I know it took a weekend to download and install, but it just, for samples of this size, they install very well, because sometimes things go wrong when you have. But look, you've got a ton of stuff here, and you can expand it with decades, which is the sort of historic stuff, and all these different kits, all these different things. I mean, if you're into this kind of thing, or you just had a massive fallout with the band drummer, and you badly need to know how to replace them, this is a pretty good way. And the nice thing about Superior Drummer is it's never the one who doesn't buy the round of drinks. So you win-win. Look, I've really enjoyed playing with this. Hope you've enjoyed watching me fool around with my guitar and all the rest of it. And if you're interested in this kind of thing, obviously remember to subscribe. And then you'll get notifications when we do this kind of thing again in the future. Speaking of which, I will see you very soon. Have a nice week, whatever you're up to. Goodbye.